Hello, it's Kamak here, and today I'm bringing you a custom-made basalt farm, ideally aimed for early game and to keep the design simple. And also, as a bonus, it kind of looks like a tree. So, just to show how it works, I'll turn it on here. So, that's the blast chamber going off right now. Anyways, so basalt generates here, and then these pistons here push them up. And then once the basalt fills up the blast chamber, the TNT duper should activate in a second. There we go. Dropping TNT down the center, blows up, and then the items flow down into a collection where you can store your items. Now to go into more detail here, we have a clock here on the bottom that just activates the system going up. And then after that, this system right here, whenever the pistons stop moving, this circuit here turns off. And as you can see right now, it's refreshing since that's moving. But anyways, when it's not, it turns off, sending a redstone signal all the way up to here, up into the slimeless TNT dupers, of which is designed by Iceberg Lettuce. However, I just made some modifications for this design, which is adding a waterlogged stair block to flow into this block. Doing that just prevents, in case you accidentally spam the input when building or you screw something up, it doesn't blow itself up. And then from there, the other difference here is this sticky piston here and that sticky piston there instead of a trapdoor to activate it. So, for each blast, it can produce a stack of basalt, assuming that we don't get any bad luck with where the items land, assuming that it lands in the water or on it where it can get pushed off. See if I can get some bad luck right here. Good luck on that one. Good luck on that one. It does happen, but it's, yeah, for example, this one here, where it happened to land right in the center, where it can't get pushed into the water. So also some optional things here is you have two circuits that you can actually choose for your off switch here. So if I were to turn off the farm here, essentially what happens is it continues pushing up. However, the farm will stop whenever the blast chamber is full. So if for whatever reason the duper gets triggered, the TNT would just blow it up and won't be able to damage anything. I see the farm has stopped. So then when you turn it back on and wait for this to degrade, you can hear the blast chambers going. Then your other option here is to turn it off here, stop the basalt from coming in. However, turning it off will trigger one where it can blast when the chamber is mostly empty. That might be a risk for some if you're, for whatever reason, you're hanging up in here or something like that. But so I recommend playing your off switch on this, but it's okay if you put your off switch onto the green circuit. Now for a building, since this is more of a bigger one, I won't be doing a block by block, but I'll walk over the general details, and also I'll include a world download so you can look at the specific details and make sure that you have the systems built right. So starting in the center here, you choose your center of the farm, and also one other thing is you don't have to build all of this. You can just build 1/4 of it, and then whenever you get more resources to afford to build the rest of it, you can just extend it each direction. So anyway, so starting from the center here, you want to build 5 blocks out, and then for your redstone single, place a block with a torch on it, and then have 2 solid blocks, and on top of that you have your lava, and then on there, right after the torch, you put a sticky piston facing up on each of the sides, followed by soil, not sand, it has to be soil, and then from there you can have your lava in the center, and then you have blue ice. It has to be blue ice, not packed or anything, it has to be blue on 2 opposing sides, so just not side on side but opposing. And then from there, what you can do is you can build this timer circuit here, just as long as this section here connects to the main wire is fine. It doesn't have to build exactly in this location. So essentially you have 2 redstone desks, 2 comparators pointing in opposite direction. The one pointing into the 2 here, you have redstone dust. The other one that's pointing towards, you have a block, and underneath it you have a torch. And then back here on the 2, you have your repeater on 1 tick. and then you have a solid block, and then you one side you bring it back to turn off the torch, and then in a different side you output and put it into the connecting of the torches, and then from there, then I'll recommend actually running this bomb circuit, because then that here will actually build the pillars up to the max height, and then from there you can build this circuit. It doesn't have to be on the same one. You can actually pick any of the 4 and it'll still work. So then basically here you take a observer out of the first basalt level you have that into repeater. It has to be on 1 additional tick here. You can make it greater if you want, but it has to be at least a minimum of that one. And then here you have 2 redstone dust, a comparator pointing the block, and then another one back, and then you have redstone dust there and there. And then you have your block, a torch, a block, a sticky piston with a observer facing upwards, and then a solid block, a redstone dust, and then it's just slabs and stairs continue the redstone upwards. And then to know the right height is from the basalt that you run up. It'll hit the max height. Actually, I can show the max height by turning this one off and turning this one on off there. So anyways, with the max height, with it pushing up, the max height is actually this one right here. So then you can put your platform of waterlogged leaves or any block that's unexplodable, like sand, and you build that, and then from there on top of that you can build the TNT duper design, again based on Iceberg Lettuce. He has a video on that, so if you need a block by block, do it on that. Just the modifications or recommendations I have is place the TNT last, because in case you do anything wrong throughout, you don't accidentally trigger it or something like that. It's fairly robust, and quite often it'll fix itself if you screw up, but just as precaution, leave the TNT to last. And then also as another precaution I added is just a waterlog to fill this block in case for whatever reason you somehow manage to spam that. Okay, and then from there, for the blast chamber, waterlog blocks are the cheapest, but you can use the same if you want. So from there, what you want to do is free blocks from the trapdoor here. You want to have free blocks before you're sand down here. And also our key point here is that these 2 blocks, they have to be a sand. You can't use waterlogged leaves because you simply just can't place it on. So then from here, you have your free blocks down, and then for your item, pull out the items. Essentially, you want to go 1 lower than the obby, and then from there you can just make sure to just have a leaf platform or your blocks just all the way 1 way around, and then you choose your corner that you want to have your items to flow out, and then from there you just go to the opposite corner, and you only have to place 1 water source block here, and then it'll naturally create like that. And from here you can create your water channel, connect the 2, and then if you choose 2 adjacent corners of 2 different blast chambers, you connect them into 1 item stream, which then you can just bring into your local storage. Now, because of the speed of the output, as soon as you combine the 2 halves into 1, the number of items you get is faster than a single hopper speed. So you need to keep them separate until you have your main bulk storage. It's like, for example, here, it'll keep up the pace here, but for this hopper here, this hopper would be slower than the items coming into this barrel. So it could back up and you could lose items if you don't keep in mind the 2 hopper speed that you need to keep transporting the items. I'm just seeing that. So yeah, so once you have your TNT dupers built, you know how far to carry up this redstone tower here, and then you want to just connect it with a cross shape into the sticky pistons and into a block that's connected to the piston, and then also on the end of this one here, sticky piston with your piston up, and make sure you have a solid block the same height as that and not at the peak of that. And I believe that is all the design details you need to know to build this. I don't see anything I'm missing. So here's a simple farm, and have a good day.